Hey you all, happy Friday. Welcome back to Freedom Friday. I'm Marilyn Acosta and this is Pearls of Eden. And we're going to talk about the latest campaign rally, Tim Walz. I know y'all have heard all of the buzz, right? Tim Walz is definitely an interesting character and we are learning so much about him as we have just really gotten a chance to understand who is this man, with all of the controversy, with his own family not supporting him, with all of his ideologies that are quite just to say the least, very overbearing, right? Extending into our household, the legislation that he's passed in Minnesota is quite concerning. And for many of you all who don't know, Tim Walz is responsible for the gender care that you see in Minnesota, where it's a trans-safe community and where the laws have been passed due to Tim Walz that if your child is unsure about their identity and they maybe want to take puberty blockers or have some type of surgery that you don't agree with, then your child can be taken from your home because you would be seen as an unfit parent if you don't agree with them changing their identity. Isn't that scary? Now, this is also going on in California, just so you know. Governor Newsom passed the same laws. This is why it's so important that you're not ignorant to politics and policies and legislations, because what you're ignorant about is going to show up at your own front door. Maybe it won't be your children. Maybe it'll be your grandchildren, right? And because you are silent on the things that matter, because you see the wickedness going on around you, but you just say, you know what? I ain't gonna be bothered with it. Well, in some form, shape, or way, you will, okay? And your silence is negligence. Your silence is consent. So Tim Walz, he is giving his rally today, you all, live. It's probably still going. I could only listen to a little bit of it because of the gaslighting. It was so severe. The lies. It's the lies for me. When you've listened to both sides of the coin and you've studied this thing and you hear lie after lie, it's so disturbing. It's frustrating. It's annoying because you know the truth. You've done your homework. It reminds me back in 2020 when so many of us were saying, please, begging people, don't take the jab. Don't take it. Don't be walking around here with these masks. You need to get good quality air. We were telling you all the vitamins, all the supplements to take. And we would get these big misinformation tags. COVID-19, for the real information. And you know how they would put those little tags over your video if you spoke out and said something differently than what the media was pushing forth. Y'all remember, it was huge. And now they are coming back and saying, what? By the way, we are seeing all of these issues with by the way, they were right. And it's like vindication and it does feel good to be vindicated, but at the same time, will people learn, right? This is why we have to be so prayerful. This is why we have to really seek the Father's face and say, Lord, order my steps. I want to think and know what it is that you want me to see and hear so that I can walk in truth. I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to lean to my own understanding because that is truly dangerous. Help me to see as you want me to see. Help me to think as you want me to think. Let me know a lie between a lie and the truth. Let me be able to distinguish between which is what. Because the manipulation is so high. In 2020, the gaslighting. Do y'all remember how the gaslighting, it was just, whoa, you had your own family turning on you. Oh, they can't come to Thanksgiving dinner because they haven't had have you had the jab? Have you had you haven't had your medicine? You can't go to Thanksgiving dinner. And they made you seem evil. They made you seem stupid. They belittled you. Do y'all remember that? For just standing on, I heard a word from the Lord. From just standing on, this doesn't sit right with me. I can't do it. And people made fun. People mocked. But now it's like, oh, they weren't crazy. Oh, they actually were onto something. Because the truth always has to reveal itself. It may take some time. It may have taken 3 to 4 years, okay, for them to finally spill the beans because of all of these injuries that are coming due to the jab, right? They can't hide it because people are coming out and saying this and that. And then the studies are saying, hey, well, by the way, but they've already done the damage. You all, these people are professional liars. They deceive, they're deceptive, and they come after everybody who would speak the truth. They always want to make you seem like you're silly and dumb. So anyway, Tim Walz is giving this rally, and he's like, Donald Trump is afraid of hard work. You know, he took Labor Day off or something like that. Y'all, I might have got it a little bit wrong. I'm gonna play the clip for you all.
That Donald Trump did not do a damn thing on Labor Day. He took the day off, which he should thank organized labor for that day off.
Because we already know you better thank a union member for that vacation time. You better thank a union member for that 5-day work week. You better thank a union member. Yes, I know I said member because Kamala said member.
Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
If I were him, I would be hiding down in Mar-a-Lago too. I wouldn't want to face working people. I wouldn't want to look them in the eye and tell them why their work doesn't matter, why it should be harder to unionize, why he and his folks have undermined middle America. Look.
But I'm like, yeah, if that man took Labor Day off, good for him, because he has been nonstop doing campaigns, doing lives, talking to the people, and he had the audacity, you all, to say that he's hiding in Mar-a-Lago. Y'all, if you don't know that you're being lied to, even my friends who are not staunch Trump supporters, y'all know that's a lie. Y'all know that man been everywhere. Just that alone gets the wheels turning. Like, now Tim, now y'all the one been hiding. We can't even get you to answer a question from a reporter without it being planned, without them being, instructed on what they're going to say and role played, and it's a skit, and then they go reenact it and they put it out there, that one little video. Tim, y'all saw the CNN debate, so people know the truth. People's eyes are opening up, but it's just, will you confess with your mouth? Will you just go on and say something ain't right with this picture? Just go ahead and declare it, because we know you can see it. So he over there gaslighting his crowd, saying, yeah, Donald Trump, he just scared and sitting up at Mar-a-Lago, and he took Labor Day off. You mean that one day? Meanwhile, we don't even know where President Biden is. You mean President Biden, he said he hiding at Mar-a-Lago when President Biden been hiding in the basement for 3.5 years. I'm telling you, you cannot make this up. They project what did I tell y'all? They project whatever they are, whatever they're doing, and they try to put it on Trump. And it's like, you got it. And then he goes on, like, government, you don't want government in your bedrooms? He was big on that, y'all. Oh, yes, he was. He said he don't want government telling him what to do in his bedroom.
But I will say this. He's learned a little something, and it's going to be much, much worse if he gets the opportunity. What's really good is we don't have to guess what he's going to do, because they wrote it out in a 900-page manual called Project 2025.
All right, so there he goes, gaslighting the people again. You all, 2025. For those of you who have not read the document, guess what? I have. And like I said, there is nothing in 2025 for anyone to fear, especially if you are a faith-filled believer. It is wholesome values. It's restoring prosperity in America, making the family unit what it should be according to biblical knowledge and wisdom. But of course they don't want that, right? Because they're saying no to gender care. They're saying no to identity swaps and changing children from boys to girls, and girls can be boys. So yeah, they really don't want that. But the people in this audience right here, they haven't read it. Most of these people have not read Project 2025, and they're so fearful of it because they really want to usher in Sodom Gomorrah 2025, right? That's what they're wanting to usher in. Will you help them? I hope not. I hope that people wake up and stop being scared of the big bad orange man when this right here in front of you, you need to be afraid of.
This is where, film this one or whatever, so you tell your relatives, because look, we all got them. We know we got to keep talking to them. He said what he would do, and I believe him. He kept his promise on this. It's the one thing he said, and he kept his promise. He's going to cut taxes for the rich. His tariffs will have a $4,000 a year tax hike on all of you. There's not a single economist in the country or any banker or anybody else who knows anything about economics does not believe the tariffs he's proposing will not fall right on you in the products that you buy. It's exactly the way it works. That's just facts. He said he'd clean out all the experts in government, all the dedicated public servants who don't serve the elected officials, they serve you. He's going to clean them out.
He's absolutely right. Unlike Biden, unlike Kamala, unlike Obama, Trump actually keeps his word. So they're very deathly afraid that when he says he's going to drain the swamp, he's going to do it.
He openly says these things that we need to talk to our relatives about. And all of you know, I need to talk to my relatives too. Trust me on this. Nothing makes you more Midwestern than having your family be on this stuff. But look.
And yes, to all of the people that comment and say, no, this isn't true. It was an AI generated image. No, you all. I hate to be the bearer of the truth, a truth teller, but right out of the horse's mouth. His own brother doesn't support his ideologies. His own brother said we should be very concerned that he is running as the running mate for the vice president of the United States of America. You can't make it up. So there you have it for all you people who say that's not true.
Look, they're talking about cutting Social Security and Medicare, repealing the Affordable Care Act and protections like this. And I keep saying this, repealing and destroying Social Security and Medicare. If you're a billionaire, you don't give a damn about Social Security or Medicare. If you're my mom who has to pay her heat bill and her food with it, it matters.
So here's the truth, you all. Yes, they want to repeal health care. They want to repeal Obamacare, to be more specific. The American health care, better known as Obamacare, which is trash.com. Anybody and everybody knows this by now. So why are we fighting to keep something that doesn't work? That's the problem, you all. This is one of the problems right here. Their rationale is trash.
Matters a lot. The vast majority of people care about this. They care about it. And I'm going to give a big shout out. You saw AFL-CIO up here. You saw Teachers Union. You saw Building Trades up here. Look, we know who built America. It was union labor built America.
That's a stretch. Maybe shaped how union labor shaped America, but built America. These are, it's a stretch to say that you have to be a moron to sit through this speech and listen to him lie. And they're over there.
Talk about it. And again, send this to your relatives. Folks who believe that government should stay out of their lives or whatever. These are the guys that want government to be big enough to fit in your bedroom, to fit in your exam room, to fit in your library. They want them to be at each of those places. You heard it, and I know you've heard me say it before on this. Look, we come from places. I respect differences of opinion. We don't have to agree on everything. We might not make the same choice you make for your family, but you know what? That's your choice to make. And the thing that makes communities work really, really well is that golden rule. Mind your own damn business. Mind your own damn business.
Just like we don't want you telling us what to do with our children, Tim Walz. Come on. Yeah, just like we don't want you trying to take our kids out of our houses if we don't agree with all of these gender, norms and all this other stuff you're trying to do. We don't want that either. We don't want government in our household. We don't want you trying to tell us that a girl is a boy and a boy is a girl, Tampon Tim. We don't want to see tampons in the boys' bathroom, Mr. Tim Walls. Yeah, you're right. We don't want government trying to tell us what to do with our children. I'm telling you, the gaslighting is so real. And then meanwhile, then he goes on talking about the crowds. Look, we got a crowd, and they tried to say the crowd is AI generated. No, we didn't. We said you're bussing in, folks. And is that not the truth? They are bussing people in on them little yellow buses that she loves. She love a yellow school bus, y'all. They are bussing them in.
It's an infomercial to buy a massive bus. They're like showing it off.
Arena itself, lines stretched around the venue, as I was just telling you, and people started getting here as early this morning for the vice president. But for those a little further away from the hostess city, shuttles to the rally contained a lot of excitement.
Shuttling people.
I was in Atlanta, and I heard that the vice president was going to be.
And then they've got an interview on the shuttle bus. This is like exclusive. Oh my God, they've got an interview on the shuttle bus
In Savannah, so I decided to just kind of beeline over here and check it out.
But why are you on a shuttle bus to go to a rally? So, I mean, that's just... So for the Kamala Harris rallies, they're openly... I mean, they've got buses. This is, again, I wonder what company this is that has these buses. This is a great commercial. I mean, you've got another photo of the buses. The buses are the star. The bus. There it is. They get in the bus. They come around. It's just like they pick up like 40 people. Remember, and this is not a joke, but barely anyone even knows this. Kamala Harris had that rally at the Desert Diamond Arena, the same arena that Trump had the rally at 2 weeks later and then sold it out when she had to bring the curtains down and cover up all the empty seats. But she still got like 15,000. And apparently that rally at just a public arena that formerly hosted an NHL team, it was invite only to an arena that seats 15,000. I mean, this stuff is just, it's so horrible. And their entire campaign is all fake hype.
And the crowds are still not as large as, Donald Trump's. But listen, for all y'all who don't believe in stolen elections, they'll put a little banner right there. You can't say that. There go with that, with their little fact checks. Like, no, according to the 2020 census, they'll put that little banner on there. So I have to be careful about what I say. But they'll say, no, that's not possible. Election interference, what? But then we have Kamala that nobody voted for. Is that election interference? Nobody voted for Kamala, but yet she's here. They had a coup against President Biden to get her here. I want to remind you, we voted for Trump to be the presidential nominee. You all did not vote for Kamala. You were given her. Congratulations. And you just accepted it. Just like some of y'all just accepted in 2020 with no questions. If y'all haven't read the book 1984 by George Orwell, fascinating read. Prophetic in so many ways. You should really take it and read it. Go get it, because we are living in 84. Big Brother is watching. The thought police, they'll come and get you. The thought police will put a little banner over your video and say, according to, COVID-19 was Y'all see them. There was no election. Anytime you see them little banners, that ought to be a signal to you like, oh my goodness, this is fact. This must be the truth, or they wouldn't put a little banner there to gaslight folks. Y'all, wake up. Wake up. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. We must intercede. This is such a critical election, but we have free will, you all. The people always have free will. We are praying, we are interceding, but never forget we have a choice and we must choose wisely. So I love to hear your thoughts, you all. I love to hear what you believe, what your views are, even if I don't agree with them, because some of y'all I don't agree with, but I let you have your say, because this is not an echo chamber, right? I don't want to just hear people that think like me. I'll let you all come out here and say whatever you like, as long as you're respectful, right? Because that's freedom of speech, and we don't ever want to get rid of that. And it's so sad that we live in a day where everything is so censored, and if you don't say things that align up to their facts, they'll dismiss you. That's the whole thing with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm so glad he came out, to say, hey, actually, we got a lot of pressure in 2020 to say this and that, They want to do it like they do mainstream media, because only basically you have one or a couple families that basically own media, right? That's why they say the same thing. CNN, NBC, they all have the same propaganda because they have the same script. And they want to do that with big tech. They want to do that with Facebook and all of YouTube. They're trying to censor it like they censor mainstream media, but they're having a difficult time doing that because it's a whole nother game. So they're trying to regulate it, right? They want to eventually regulate it like they do mainstream media so they can write the narrative. But that's hard to do when you have everyday people like you and me that are, uploading videos and speaking truth. So they try to censor it in the best they can. But my prayer is that comes to an end. We don't need that. We need to be able to speak and share our thoughts and share our opinions. And if you don't agree with it, well, then that's okay. But you don't get to just counsel anybody that thinks differently than you. All right, guys. That's all that I have for you all today. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me for this week. We've had a lot of fun. We've discussed a lot of topics. And as always, I love and enjoy interacting with you all. So if you love this kind of content, you like to think outside of the box, you like to hear different perspectives, then subscribe, because you're going to get that on this channel. All right, guys, I love you to life. And here are some little extra highlights from the Tim Walz rally today.